So today we are going to learn the next poem in our syllabus, and that is Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Uh, you must be knowing that Maya Angelou, let us know something about the writer first. Maya Angelou is an American author and poet. Please keep your notebook open in which you can take the notes. Maya Angelou is an American author and poet. She has published 7 autobiographies, 5 books of essays, and several books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning more than 50 years. So she's a noticeable writer, an American author, an important writer because she has written 7 autobiographies, 5 books of essays, and several books of poetry. And she has worked for more than 50 years. So her writing career has spanned over more than 50 years. She has received several awards and over 30 honorary doctoral degrees. 30 honorary doctoral degrees. 30. Angelou is best known for her series of autobiographies which focus on her childhood and early adult experiences. The first, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. So, this is the name of her autobiography. So, I request you all to write this down into inverted comma. I know why the caged bird sings. I know why the caged bird sings. SINGS Sings into bracket 1970. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, that was published in 1970. This is her first autobiography, and this tells of her life up to the age of 17. So by the age of 17, whatever she had experienced, she has written in this autobiography and brought her international recognition and acclaim. So by the age of 17, whatever experiences she had, she has written in this autobiography, a remarkable Renaissance woman who is hailed as one of the great voices of contemporary literature. She's a poet, educator, historian, best-selling author, actress, playwright, civil rights activist, producer, and director. So you can just, observe, notice the kind of pose that she has, taken during her lifetime. So many things she has done. She has been a poet, educator, a historian, best-selling author, actress, playwright, civil rights activist, producer, and director. A, a trailblazer in film and television, Angelo wrote the screenplay and composed the score for the 1972 film Georgia, Georgia. Her script, the first by an African American woman ever to be filmed, was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. So, this film, Georgia, Georgia, please write this down in your notebook. Georgia, Georgia, comma Georgia. This is the name of the film that appeared in 1972, and she wrote the screenplay and composed the score for this movie. And the script for this film, that was the first script by an African American woman ever to be filmed. It was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, Pulitzer. Pulitzer Prize is considered to be a very respectful, a very important, noticeable prize. And Maya Angelou, we should understand this one thing, that she was an African American woman. Who is an African American woman? So see, there are certain Africans who were supposed to live a life of slaves in America for many years, which is considered to be one of the uh, very most gruesome acts that Americans might have, done. So they were Africans were kept as slave for many years, and then gradually those Africans were given the equal rights in America. But that time took a that time came after many years. So gradually they got the equal rights in America. Even today we hear that the blacks are doing some strike, and there are certain issues of racism that arise in the Western countries. Now, being an African American woman, how did she feel as a child? How did she live her life as a woman? See, being African, she was already rationalized because she was black, and then more than that, she was a woman. Apart from being black, she had this important kind of quality of being a woman. So what were the various situations that she had to face as a woman and as a black woman? All these things she has very carefully depicted in whatever literature she has produced, specifically in the autobiographies that she has written. We know that she has written 7 autobiographies, and the first among them was I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, that published in 1970, in which she depicts her life till the age of 17. Okay. So I hope you guys know at least some primary things about Maya Angelou now. Now let us learn something about the poem. I am reading the paragraph from your textbook about the poem. This poem is written with Maya Angelou herself as the speaker. She is speaking to her audience of oppressors about how she has overcome racism, criticism, sexism, and personal obstacles in her life with pride and grace. So how she herself is the speaker in the poem, and she how she overcame the issues of racism, criticism, sexism, and personal obstacles in her life. The poem is historically rooted with mentions of gulami, a past of pain and gifts of ancestors. However, the poet is speaking in the present, having overcome all of the hardships of her past and starting on the rest of her journey with the knowledge that she is a strong African American woman. Still I Rise is about overcoming oppression with grace and pride, having no sympathy for the oppressors. By using repetition, that is, I rise, the poet makes the words that much more powerful and emphasizes this message: stay strong and never allow anything or anyone stop you from fighting and living strong. So let us see the poem now. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with a certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? that I dance like I have got diamonds all the meeting at the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that is rooted in pain, I rise. I am a black ocean, leaping wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that is wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gift that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. I just recited the whole poem. Now let us understand. You may write me down in the history. You may write me down in the history means, you may write some such things about me in the history that I am not a very good person. To write down कुछ अच्छा नहीं लिखना किसी के बारे में. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. Twisted, something on which you have played. Twisted lies, झूठ. Bitter, कड़वे. झूठ बोल के, बदली हुई बातें कह के. You may write me down in history. You may draw such a picture of me that is not true. You may trod me in the very dirt. You may trod me, तुम घसीटते हुए मुझे लेके जाओ in the very dirt. गंदगी में घसीटते हुए मुझे लेके जाओ, but still like dust I'll rise. But just the way dust rises, I will rise. Like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Sassiness means liveliness, boldness, full of spirit. Does my sassiness upset you? The very quality of my being lively, does it upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Beset. Why are you surrounded with gloom? Why are you so gloomy? Why are you so unhappy seeing me happy? Because I walk like I've got oil wells, you know. I walk like I have got oil wells pumping in my living room. In living room, as if there are oil wells with me, as if I have got a lot of money. To get oil wells in living room, that is the phrase, almost a phrase used for the fact to indicate the fact that I have got a lot of money. Because I walk like I have got oil wells pumping in my living room. Because I walk in such a manner as if I have got a lot of money. That is the meaning. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. I will still rise, just like moons and suns, and with the certainty of tides, just the way the tides are certain to appear in the sea. In the same way, I will certainly rise, just like hope springing high, just the way hopes never spring, never die. Just the way the hopes never die, in the same way, I am going to spring high. I am going to rise. I hope you guys can notice there is continuous repetition of the line, I rise, I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes. Did you want to see me broken? Did you want to see me? क्या तुम मुझे टूटा हुआ देखना चाहते थे? Bowed head and lowered eyes. आंखें नम हो, आंखें झुकी हुई हो, सर जो है झुका हुआ हो. Shoulders falling down like teardrops. और मेरे shoulders भी falling down like teardrops, जैसे आंसू टपकते हुए गिर जाए वैसे मेरे shoulders भी falling down, weakened by my soulful cries, as if I am crying, soulful, बहुत जोर से मैं चिल्ला रही हूँ, and as if my shoulders are also weakened. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see me broken? Does my haughtiness offend you? Haughtiness. Haughtiness, the appearance of the quality of being superior, and disdainful. The appearance of being superior. Does my haughtiness offend you? The way I walk and the way I keep myself, does that offend you? इससे क्या तुम्हें बुरा लगता है? Don't you take it awful hard? क्या है तुमको ये बहुत मुश्किल नहीं पड़ता ये पचाना, ये एक्सेप्ट करना? Because I laugh like I've got gold mines. क्योंकि मैं इतनी जोर से हंसती हूँ, as if I have got gold mines digging in my ओन बैकयार्ड, बैकयार्ड मेरे घर के पीछे जैसे कि गोल्ड माइंस हुए, खोदी हुई हो, इतनी जोर से मैं हंसती हूँ, एज इफ आई हैव गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, एज इफ आई हैव गॉट गोल्ड माइंस in my property, in my property. So do you feel offended because I appear to be superior than all of you? You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes. See, being a woman, you may, appear, you may show yourself to be superior to me. And to prove that, you may shoot me with your words. तुम अपने शब्दों से मुझे शूट कर सकते हो, अपनी आंखों से you may cut me with your eyes. Because I laugh like I've got, sorry. You may kill me with your hatefulness, with your hatefulness. अपने अंदर का गुस्सा, अपने अंदर के धिक्कार से you may kill me, but still like air I'll rise. बट फिर भी इस एयर की तरह, हवा की तरह I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Doesn't my sexiness upset you? Don't you feel that you are upset because of my sexiness? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Do you find it surprising that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. History's shame. History. So here there is a reference to the history of the black people, which is considered to be the history of shamefulness. The way the blacks were, kept as slave in America, and the way they were exploited. This is considered to be the history of black people is considered to be the history, the shameful history. So out of the huts of history's shame I rise. She says all these things might have happened with the blacks, but even out of the huts of that history, I still rise up from a past that is rooted in pain, the past that is rooted in pain, the past of the black people, the past of the racism, the past of the exploitation, the past that is rooted in pain. Up from the past, that past, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. I'm a black ocean. See, there is a reference to the black history by the very use of word black ocean. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. She calls herself an ocean, a black ocean, which is leaping and wide, which is full of activity, which is very wide. Welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Welling and swelling I bear in the tide. I bear in the tide as if tide also I can bear. I can tolerate all those things because I'm an ocean, so I can well and I can swell and I can accept everything in me. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. So behind me, I have left nights of terror and fear. As a woman, as a black woman, I have spent nights of terror and fear. I have been exploited. I have been dehumanized. I have been terrorized. I have been, scared by so many of the people. But I'm putting all those things behind. I'm leaving all those things behind. So leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that is wondrously clear, into a daybreak, because now is a daybreak that is wonderfully clear, that is so beautifully clear. So, behind I have left the nights of terror and fear, and right now I am full of hope, I am full of light because there is a daybreak that is wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gift that my ancestors gave, ब्रिंगिंग द गिफ्ट दैट माई एंसेस्टर्स, एंसेस्टर्स माने पूर्वज, मेरे पूर्वजों ने जो गिफ्ट मुझे दी, पूर्वजों से यहाँ पे रेफरेंस है टू द ब्लैक पीपल. ब्रिंगिंग द गिफ्ट दैट माई एंसेस्टर्स गिव मीन्स I have brought the gift that my ancestors have given me. I have brought the color, the black color, and the black history that my ancestors have given me. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I am the dream and hope of the slave. So, looking at me, each and every slave, each and every exploited person is going to get dream and hope. I rise, I rise, I rise. So, this continuous repetition of I rise in many ways refers to the fact that this woman, Maya Angelou, is ready for nothing else but to rise. There is nothing else that is left. She just wants to rise. So putting behind those cares, putting behind those terrorized nights, putting behind that painful past, and putting behind that shameful history. She, as a Black American woman, sorry, Black American woman, yes, she wants to rise. One of the very important poems written by Maya Angelou. We have completed it today, and its question answers I think we are going to discuss in the next class.